think I posted it maybe in October and nothing happened. And now we're in February. Now it's going off. I started in 2020. I was pregnant at the time, laying around like scrolling. I just made it my goal. I'm gonna post 3 to 5 shop videos a day. I'm married to the process and not the results. I have one video right now that's going like crazy, which is really fun, except for when you're not making any money. I was like $0 every day. Now I can create about 20 videos in about 2 to 3 hours. What's interesting is a hook that works for one person may not work for you.
What is the highest GMV that you've generated in a month?
800,000.
Whoa.
Every single person needs to be on TikTok Shop because anybody can do it.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to TikTok Shop Affiliate Academy, a podcast that uncovers the story and strategy from the top 1% of TikTok Shop affiliates. I am your host, Ivan. We have a very special guest today. Hi, Jack.
Hello.
Jacqueline?
Jackie is great.
Okay. Hi, Jackie. Nice to meet you. Where are you calling in from for the audience?
I am living in Idaho right now.
Idaho?
It's very cold.
Yeah. You told me pre-call it was 5 degrees, correct?
5 degrees. Bright and sunny, but 5 degrees.
Okay. At least it doesn't look like it. It's stay indoors, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So as we always like to start off, what's a little bit of background on Jackie? What were you doing before TikTok Shop and then TikTok in general?
Sure. I used to be actually a 3rd grade teacher. I really kind of enjoyed the kids, but I did not enjoy the salary. Idaho too is just really low on the salary scale for our teachers. And then I entered actually the social media selling space about 10 years ago. And
Okay.
I have kind of like dabbled in different things, not really found a ton of success, but just kind of tried everything. And then TikTok Shop, I got approved right away, but I didn't really do anything with it. And then this summer, I had a friend he was just like a regular guy. Like I thought TikTok Shop was just for like fancy influencers, which I would not consider myself in that category. But one of my friends, he's just like a mid-40s guy. And I said, "How is your mailman job going?" And he was like, "Oh, that was costing me money doing that." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Because I'm making so much money on TikTok Shop
Yeah.
that it was actually more expensive for me to go to my job. Like it's better for me to stay home."
Yeah.
And so then that's when I decided that was this summer. So in July of 2024. And I decided to go for it in August.
Yeah. It sounds like your mailman friend, there's opportunity cost being a mailman. You're now
Yes.
foregoing your TikTok, potential
Mhm.
revenue. And then you mentioned you were a social media selling space 10 years ago. What did that look like? How were you selling on social media?
Yeah, I was in the direct sales and I still am in the direct sales space. And so I really just kind of represented one company. I did kind of dabble a little bit into affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
But my following was never strong enough where I could really make a lot of money with affiliate marketing. What I didn't like about affiliate marketing, and I kind of still don't with the other platforms, is that people have to go to an external website. It's not embedded right in the video, like with TikTok Shop. And so usually by then you lose your audience and only a very small percentage of people will actually purchase, even if your video does really well. And so then when I saw TikTok Shop and how the links were embedded right in those videos, that's really what I was excited about.
Yeah, for me, it was similar. It was a light bulb moment, right? I told you pre-call about my time with Go Pure Beauty, and they hit it off. They hit the ground running with this new technology. I always call it a new technology, right? 10 years of Amazon experience for me, but then when I saw success of Go Pure on TikTok Shop, I was like, wait a minute, you can get a viral video, which is self-explanatory, but now you can add an e-commerce affiliate element to it and get money and sales and credit. And I'm like, wait a minute, you've never seen this before. And then it's, at scale, multiple people doing it. It's like mind blowing for me. So agreed. You kind of read between the lines, you kind of saw the potential and you're like, wait a minute, this is for me. Okay, cool. All right. So how did you get started on TikTok and then TikTok Shop? Or I know you got it from your friend, but like, what was that first couple videos?
Yeah, so I've been building my TikTok account for a while, and it's kind of like, I started in 2020, much like anybody else. I was pregnant at the time, and I was just like laying around, like scrolling mostly. And then I just started like creating, and I'd kind of like go through spurts where I would do stuff and then not, but I had built my following up to the point where I was qualified for TikTok Shop.
Cool.
Previous. And so then once I had that conversation with him in July, I just made it my goal. I was like, listen, I'm going to post 3 to 5 shop videos a day starting in August 1st. And I'm going to give it through the holidays because everyone knows that's in sales, Q4 is the highest, right?
Yep.
So I was like, okay, this is the perfect time to jump in, starting August 1st, all the way till the end of the year. And if I'm still not making money at the end of the year, because honestly, I didn't believe in myself. Like, I'm just like a
Yeah.
normal mom. I have a 4 and 7-year-old. There's nothing special about me. Like, again, I'm just not really an influencer. I
Yeah.
just like to share products. And so I was just like, I'm married to the process and not the results. So I don't care what kind of results I'm getting. I'm going to do 3 to 5 a day in August.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, like in August, I think I made maybe $2 or $3 in
Yeah.
August.
Yeah.
It was just, I just wasn't making any money, but I was like, listen, I'm just going to keep going. And then in September, it's when everything started blowing up.
Okay. So you committed in August, made those videos in August, and then September you started blowing up. Okay.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Okay. Where did you get the mental understanding that you would have to just buckle down and make 3 or 4 TikTok shop videos a day? Is that something advice you got from your friend, or is that something you kind of knew going in, or where did you know that?
Yeah, I just think anytime you're in any kind of space like this that requires some hustle, you just
Mhm.
have to like bear down and do it. And
Yeah.
anytime anybody's been any kind of content creator, I think it's just very obvious that you have to just keep pushing the content out
Okay.
just to see what's going to go viral, right? TikTok shop is no different. I love TikTok itself because I feel like anybody can go viral. It doesn't matter your following. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter like who's watching you really, like anything can go. And so I knew TikTok shop would probably be similar. I would just kind of have to figure out what my following was going to want and what the shop was going to push out for me.
Okay, great. And I love that. So take me back to that, you know, you're maybe a little bit of struggling in August, and then September comes around and you had a viral hit, or you kind of got some more sales than you're used to. Take me back to that moment. What was that video? How was your reaction? You know, how was that light bulb moment?
Well, it's funny with TikTok because you're like constantly checking your back office or whatever people call it, which
Yeah.
is really fun. Except for when you're not making any money, I was like $0, $0 every day. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like walking and I look and all of a sudden it bumped to like $20. I was like, oh, like that's amazing.
Oh,
$20. Like
yeah.
what in the world? And then I kept checking and it kept going up and up and up. And anybody who's been on TikTok shop and has had a viral video knows it's not necessarily about the numbers. It's about the speed that the numbers are rising. Then
Right.
you know, and I had to scroll back. Now, another thing about TikTok shop is that your videos are not going to go viral most of the time. I guess there's always anomalies, but most of the time your videos aren't going to go viral right when you post them, right? Like it's going to take a minute. And so I had to go back, like scroll all the way down, like what video right now is taking off for me?
Yeah.
And then I found, of course, the one that was doing it. For me, ironically enough, something I hate about myself is how quick my hair grows out. And I have a lot of gray hair. I have premature graying of hair. So I'm constantly fighting with that premature graying.
Yeah.
Ironically, my very first 2 videos that went viral was a video. It's like a powder that covers your gray hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I guess there's always benefits to stuff like that.
Silver lining to it all, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was the same product, two videos around
my
the same
first
product.
2. And then since then, obviously, like it's been hit and miss with all sorts of different products. Like you can't just focus on one product and go with that. It's been just a conglomeration of just lots of different products now.
Okay, yeah, we'll go over that a little bit more about like your style and strategy to create videos across multiple categories and success on across multiple categories. But I do have a question. How long was it from that first post to that success, that viral success, would you say?
Probably, I would say at least a month. It was probably about, around a month.
I've noticed that too. You know, I've been in TikTok shop for over a year now, and in the very beginning, that timeline was a lot less, right? It could be a week or 2 weeks, and now we're seeing it. You know, I call it like the marinating time from when a video is posted to when it kind of gets viral, or when it can get viral, or typically when you see it get viral. And the way I deduce it is it posts, and TikTok needs time to analyze it, get into algorithm, make its connection to other videos, other products, and then at that point, you can kind of see it getting viral. So yeah.
I have one video right now that's going like crazy, and I posted it and I copied someone else's hook with that product, and I was like, this is gonna be amazing. And I think I posted it maybe in October, and nothing happened. And now we're in February. Now it's going off. So it took months just sitting there, and then all of a sudden now it's going off.
Yeah, I look at it as like building an arsenal of kind of ammunition, and you can put it in your back pocket and just letting it sit there, right? Because like you said, 3 or 4 months down the line, the stars can align and you get a viral video. So okay,
for sure.
Cool. you know, with all the content that you put out, you know, you mentioned your successes. There's inevitably going to be time periods or weeks where it's like crappy, right? You post those videos, you get 300 views, 200 views, and it's like, talk me to those moments and like, how do you get around them? How do you kind of beat those moments?
Yeah, I just think when you go into TikTok Shop from the very beginning, you do have to just be married to the process and not the results.
Yep.
That's what I tell people. I've helped like all my friends and family get started now because I see the potential income in TikTok
Love
Shop.
it.
I think every single person needs to be on TikTok Shop,
I
honestly,
love it.
because like anybody can do it. You do not have
Yeah.
to be special. You can just be like a normal person,
Yeah.
like every person, but you do have to have some hustle. Like, and that's the truth. Like, and I tell every single person that I help through this, like, you need to just know that you have to post your videos. Like, you can't miss a day. You have to like batch
Yeah.
the content, get them in your drafts so that you have something to post every day and multiple videos to post every day. So I've had some low days for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Q4 was really good for me. November was an amazing month. December was an amazing month. And then January with the ban hitting and then going down, like everything has just kind of been wonky since. So I'm still making money for sure, just not like in Q4. But at the same time, like I still have times of the day. So I set aside times of my week where I know that's my time to create videos. And no matter what happens, no matter what my views are, no matter what my income is, I'm still going to be creating those videos.
Okay, good. Can you tell me more about what your schedule and what works
Sure.
for you? Right, you're
Yeah,
a mom with 2 kids going to school. Like you're probably like 90% of potential TikTok Shop creators, and they would love to kind of maybe take from you and what works for you. So I would love to
sure.
hear more about that.
I definitely am more like sharp in the mornings.
Yeah,
So a
okay.
lot of people, it could be the evenings. If you're gonna do in the evenings, you just have to make sure your lighting is good is the only thing. But I really do like creating in the morning because my lighting in my house is great. I just feel sharp. I get a couple cups of coffee in me.
Yeah.
And the hardest part is getting ready, just to be honest. Like I know a lot of moms can probably identify with that, like getting your hair and makeup done. But once I do that, I know that Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings, my son is at preschool. And so that is the times where I just set aside 2 or 3 hours to create. My first TikTok Shop video, I think it took me maybe an hour or more to create one video. Now I can create about 20 videos in about 2 to 3 hours once I'm ready.
Right.
So just so you know, like if you're at the beginning of your journey, it does get a lot faster once you figure out your rhythm, your hooks. I am very organized. I actually have a closet in my office that was just like a normal coat closet. And I had a handyman come in and build me shelves. So I have labels on there that's like, these samples are due next week. These are due this week. And I have like little bins so that way when I go to create, I can just take my bin out and say, okay, these are the ones I'm doing today. So and those of you who've gotten the big sample pushes, or I travel a lot. And so sometimes I'll come home from a trip and my whole office is full. And then, that overwhelm sets in and I don't want to do anything. That way, when I'm unwrapping them, I can put them like, okay, I'm going to create this next Wednesday. I'm going to create this next Friday. So then when I go to create, it's just, they're right there ready for
That's beautiful. There's so many bits of nuggets in there. Let me try to kind of compress and see what I can pull. So, batching your time. Well, first knowing what time of the day works for you, right? Night, kids schedules, etc. And for you, it's morning time, and you have preschool that you can kind of work with and focus time there. In the beginning, your video production wasn't as high, but like you said, as you get more videos made, you get more production made, you get used to it, and you become more efficient with your time, right? So you went from a couple videos an hour to now 20 videos every 3 hours. That's amazing, right? So and that's part of like putting in the time, right? You got to put in the time, you got to figure out where the shortcuts are, and then kind of iterate over time. Okay, and then like this is a new one for me, but kind of like a physical system of knowing what products you're going to do next. I've seen spreadsheets of people tracking in what product, but this is super easy, right? You just kind of, as you unbox, you kind of already know when it's supposed to be due, and then it becomes like a physical, like this is next thing. So that's beautiful as well. It keeps you organized. So cool.
And another thing I do at night that has become like one of my rhythms is after the kids are in bed, I sit and I prep my videos for the next day. So I do all the editing, because with me, like the editing portion is the worst. I would create all day if somebody would come into the back end and edit it all. So editing, captions, hook, the visual hook, plus linking the video. So all I have to do the next day is push post. So I do that for 5 to 6, 7, 8 videos a day at night. I also reach out to the companies that I posted for that day, and I give them my ad codes, or I ask them if they like an ad code or whatever.
Yeah. So you're proactive about that. Okay.
So it takes about like even less than an hour. Like if you can just really sit down and focus, like my husband and I
Yeah.
are watching a show, that's kind of like what my rhythm has
Yeah.
been.
Yeah, it's either doom scrolling on TikTok or kind of
Mhm.
being productive with that, hour that
Mhm.
you have. I will say, this is one thing I love about this podcast. You're very successful affiliate, but like, I would love to offer some advice as well. But what about hiring an editor, right? There's overseas editors. For me, I have editors in the community that we can offer to you guys, but we'll talk
Mhm.
about that post call. But essentially, you have a model that you want them to follow, and you have drafts or kind of core content you could kind of connect
Mhm.
it to and kind of make your time more efficient, and who knows, pump out more videos than you want to. So
Mhm.
yeah, just to kind of to improve
That's
your
awesome.
process as well. Yeah, so I'll hook you up with that. I mean, definitely
That's
ask
great.
me for some recs, etc., and how you can find some editors. Do you have multiple accounts? You have
I
one.
don't.
Okay.
I just have my one. I need to start creating some more. I had my
Yeah.
husband doing, he loves sports, and I have him right now like creating a sports account
Yeah.
to try to get another account going too.
Yeah, I would say like your hustle is there. I could, read it through through the screen. So definitely a new account, and not necessarily like I don't want to like drown you in work or more videos, but like if you can get this editing efficiency in, then that allows you to do, more recording, etc. So just
Mhm.
an idea. Yeah,
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of tying it back, a little bit like those type of informations and bits we share in our community, affiliateacademyhq.com. In your story and your strategy, you've dropped so many gems here. So join, it's a free community wanting to help affiliates, so join in and kind of get all those gems. So
I will.
very cool. All right, so right now we want to review the video that you spoke about earlier. I'm going to share it with my screen, but again, it's a kind of like a hair coloring fiber. Is it a fiber or
No, it's like a powder.
powder? Okay.
Mhm.
Um, and then it's so much time. Okay, I'm going to share it, and then we'll watch it, and then you can comment on kind of like your thoughts and what you think
Okay,
about it. So
that's good. Literally, these gray hairs used to drive me insane. I used to always want to go get my hair done about, every week or two. But this little pot of goodness has saved me so much time and so much money. In about 30 seconds, I can have all of my gray hair completely covered. It's completely waterproof, completely smudge proof, and it fills in any gaps you have to make you look like you have more hair. Also, I've been using it for months and I haven't even made a dent. It's just going to last me like the rest of my life. I'll link it below. You should grab some before they sell out.
all right, cool. So I always like to ask, what do you think about it? Kind of went viral or people attached to, and
It's just funny because it's like that video specifically, it was like a last minute idea, and I was just like, "I'm just gonna make one really quick
okay,
because 'cause I'm already filling in." Like, I think men have a disadvantage in that you don't have as much to do when you're getting ready. Women on TikTok Shop, like, it's silly for women not to be doing TikTok Shop because 'cause you're already getting ready. So what
yeah,
I was doing is I was getting ready to put the powder on, and I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna make a video really quick." There was no script, there was no nothing. I was just kind of like I had already made probably 20 or 30 of those same type of videos.
okay,
I just never expected that one to go off. One thing is that headband I was wearing. It's
yeah,
like just a regular headband to kind of get your hair out of your face when you're getting ready. I definitely recommend every woman to go grab one of those. I got it at TJ Maxx for $3. I use it practically just to make sure I don't get makeup in my hair, but I
hmm,
get more comments about that silly headband
really,
than anything else. I think it's because it's bright, it's big, it's kind of
okay,
bubbly. Some people hate it, but bring on the haters because it's going to comment. Those comments
yeah.
make your video go viral.
As in,
Um,
like, where did you get it, or just kind of eye
no, just kind
catching,
of
or
like,
both?
"Oh, what's that headband? Is that an Ursula headband? Is that a Bubble
Okay.
headband?" And I think anything that you can do and wear that's bright and flashy that's gonna make people stop scrolling is gonna be good.
For sure, for sure. Visual hook, kind of, if you
Yeah.
will, kind of
Mhm.
attach it to there. Okay, so that was kind of an ad hoc, like you mentioned before, maybe something people can learn. It's like you have your day to day routines, whether it's, making food or getting ready for the day or in your car, like try to integrate some of those products into your day to day life. And that typically makes for a really good selling video, right? So,
Mhm.
it's another thing to take away. Okay. Um, right now, what are your hook strategies? What do you kind of lean towards in
So I do look at a video. So when I'm getting ready to make a sample, like I have these items right now on my desk.
Mhm.
After I get done with this call, I'm getting ready to make some videos.
Okay.
So what I do is when I get a sample in, I have them ready, and then I look and I search for great videos that have already been successful with that product.
Okay.
And
What do
then
you
sometimes
use? TikTok or
on
tools?
TikTok, yeah.
Okay.
And so sometimes I will do I'll take a hook that somebody else has used. I just kind of like keep scrolling about that product until I'm
Mm,
like, okay, I have a good idea of what's selling well, what is working well already. Like there's no
yeah,
need to reinvent the wheel for something that has already, like,
for
if
sure.
you have that Stylet Root Touch Up powder, please go copy my video. Like
Yeah.
I would love for you to do that because I think that there is a lot of to be gained for all of us. But I
Yeah.
look and I kind of see the hooks that are working. I've gotten really into visual hooks lately. So using the product right away, I did some perfume ones the other day. And so I started by spraying the camera, just getting that
Oh.
spritz out there. And usually this is a kind of a new strategy. I didn't used to do this when I was getting inundated with samples, but I'm getting a little bit more particular about the samples I am getting.
Yep.
So I'm not getting like I was getting for a while at the beginning, when you get real excited about samples,
Hard
like
not to.
midday. And then I was like, I'm drowning.
Yep, and then you get overwhelmed, and then your videos aren't high quality. Yeah.
Right.
I call it the honeymoon phase of
Uh-huh.
affiliate. It's just like you're inundated with these awesome things I'm getting for free. Let's go all in, and then you're behind the 8 ball, right?
I know it was the worst. And I think everybody in their journey has probably been there. So
Yes.
now I'm a lot more particular about the videos I do, but I do 3 to 5 videos at the very get-go. So I try all
Mhm.
sorts of different hooks with the same product
Okay.
to see what'll go off. And then I'll put it back in my closet, let them marinate, as you said,
Yep.
for a while, see what's happening. If I get any comments on the videos,
Mhm.
I immediately do a reply to video comment with that product just to kind of keep the views coming.
Yeah, another thing I want to pull there is the replies. Well, 2 things I want to pull. One is you make multiple videos of one product, right? I see far too often people get one product and make one video and they kind of half-ass it,
Right.
and that's not
Exactly.
necessarily the way to go. But making multiple videos, throwing a good kind of understanding of what how to sell the product out there, and seeing if something lifts. If something lifts, gets comments, etc., then kind of follow it up with, there's interest, so let's follow it up with content. So cool, 2 bits there. I love it. Okay, so now we're gonna approach the rapid fire round. Nothing, just questions to, for your background, and kind of will help the audience. But what is the highest GMV that you've generated in a month?
800,000.
Whoa. Okay, I didn't know that. That wasn't in the pre-call notes. Okay, awesome. And then how long ago was this?
That was November of 2024.
November. Okay, cool.
I had a
And
really good
so
month.
yeah, with a really good month, were you able to kind of spoil yourself, get anything cool or family cool? I'm sure you got great
Yeah.
Christmas presents, but
Yeah, we
anything else?
took our kids actually. Well, my mom turned 70 in January, and so we were able to go on a cruise into Disney World with the kids. We went
Beautiful.
in and out of Florida or
Yeah,
Orlando, and
yeah.
so it was just made a really easy decision. Like we're here in Orlando anyway. Might as well tack on couple Disney days. And so anyway, my
I
kids see
love
me
it.
working really hard.
Yeah,
I do want to speak to that with moms because I think with moms especially there can be like a guilt. And I will say like I do have boundaries with my phone. I'm not always on my phone.
yeah.
I try to do a lot when the kids are doing other things, but there
Mhm.
are times that they see me work and they know that I work really hard.
Yeah,
And for me to be able to say like, okay, like we were able to go to Disney World
yeah.
because of what happened in November.
Yeah, yeah. So you're saying like if you're on your phone kind of doing research or editing or something, they look at you being on the phone, they kind of maybe question it a little bit, but as long as they kind of know that this is work, this is a
Yes.
product
And I'm
of
not, and it's not all the time, but there
yeah,
are some times where it
yeah,
has to be. My
yeah.
husband's also really on board and because he's seen the money come in. So he's like, oh yeah, this
It's
is
easier
good.
to sign on. Yep.
And I'm like, please set up that second account for me so I can have 2 accounts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, it is like a family thing. Like, and so
Love it.
I was really glad to be able to spoil them in January.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, nothing better. Our kids are the same age, and my wife and I always talk like this is if we were to be old and we were to go back in time, this is the time we would want to be, right? If when they're 7 and 5 and 3 years old, etc.
Yes.
So I love it. Okay, great. What is one piece of you shared so much, but like, what's one piece of advice you wish you had when you first started?
I think what I was saying earlier about the samples, not requesting quite so many samples and just
Yeah.
being a little more particular about them and then making multiples per one. Because when I felt like I was drowning, I would just
Yeah.
like literally make like the worst videos just to
Hmm.
fulfill the sample requirements. And I
Yeah.
look back at those times and I think like, could I have done better with some of those videos that maybe I was just like trying to pump it out?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a hard pill to swallow because it's so easy and so cool to get free stuff. And yeah, I noticed, would you say like you saw success once you made that commitment to make less or to make more videos with less product
Yeah.
samples? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a common thread that I have with a lot of the affiliates I speak with. It's mental change and kind of how you speak about it. It's maybe subconsciously, you're trying to, sell versus like, just make a random video. So cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier, my question is around like motivation or inspo. You take a look at the product, you take a look at other, videos that are popping. Any other places or that you look for inspo?
Yeah, I do a lot of research just on whatever hooks are going right now.
Okay.
So not necessarily about the product, but I do a lot of
Okay.
because I create content on multiple platforms, and so I'm always like experimenting with different hooks.
Yeah.
What's interesting is a hook that works for one person may not work for you, or even a
Mhm.
product that works for one person may not work for you.
Yeah.
So with me, it just constantly. So like I was a former teacher, so I use that a lot for a hook. As a former teacher, now I'm
Mhm.
mom. Like that's a hook
It's
I
so
use.
relatable too. Like everyone knows a teacher,
Mhm.
so
And so then I'll review like educational toys.
yeah.
That was another one that really went off for me right away. I started
Mm,
doing if you have magnetic tiles, here's a tip for you.
I do.
Okay, so if you have magnetic tiles, go out and use them on your garage door. People love that. That because
Oh, okay.
anything magnetic. So
Design wise, like design, like you can design
yeah,
things.
you make
Okay.
designs. My kids
Yeah.
and I do it all the time. Now, you obviously can't show kids on videos, but
Yeah.
I would just do it like myself. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy. It's way too cold to do this now, but you could do it in San Diego. And I would just
Yeah.
make neat designs and be like, if you need an idea for your kids,
Ah,
here's an idea that you
cool.
could do it on your car. You can do it on a cookie sheet for a road
Uh,
trip. You can do it
yeah.
on your
All right.
fridge. And so it's all about finding something that is going to work that people will say, okay, this is a good tip I could take away. Oh, wait, I don't have enough of these. I might as well just buy them because it's such a good deal or whatever.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay. And you mentioned you did this and with your husband, but have you been able to teach anyone and how did they do?
Yes, I have. I've actually mentored quite a few people just casually, literally all my
Yeah.
friends and family. Because once my video started going, I was like, listen, out of everything I've ever done online in 10 years, this is the thing that anyone can do. I
Yeah.
am 100% convinced that if you put in the time and if you have enough hustle, I don't care who you are, anybody can be successful. I think people just quit too early. Those are the people who
Yeah.
fail. And so I've helped my sister-in-law, I've helped my best friend. I went to her house. She lives in Colorado. I went to her house at the end of August and my video still hadn't taken off. But I was like,
Mhm.
listen, this is the story that I heard. These are the stories I'm seeing. I think you
Yeah.
guys should get started. Sure enough, it took a month, same as me.
Yeah.
They had to build their account from scratch. They didn't even have the TikTok app on their phone,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they built it up. A month of TikTok shop. They're taking off now. I just think that this is such a duplicatable strategy that
Mhm.
anybody can have.
Yeah, it's a new technology that no one's kind of taken advantage over. It's only like a year and a half old, right? And
Mhm,
so there's so much room. It's like a wide open ocean that just got like opened up.
mhm.
Um, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, can you tell me more about when you helped launch for your friend? A lot of people are new or don't even have a TikTok account. What did they do to kind of get the approval from TikTok or following that they needed to get?
They I've helped my sister-in-law and them,
Mhm.
do it together. So my best friend, her and her husband both started separate accounts, which at first I
Okay,
thought that was silly, but honestly now both of the accounts went off and now
great.
they're selling on both accounts. I know I'm the one that's jealous. I'm like, I want
Now it's time to start
to
one.
but they just started posting a ton. Like you just have to post a
Okay.
lot and a lot of different things. My best friend's husband is very like he likes to argue with people, and so I was like,
Okay.
great, you need to post a lot about controversial topics
Yeah,
people are arguing
polarizing. Yeah.
comments. As long as you don't, some people they can't handle that, but he
Yep.
just loves it. He's like
Yeah,
fueled
just
by it.
brushes it off.
So he started posting about like the political stuff and
Yep.
different things that people were going to disagree with him in. And then, of course, those comments started flowing in. They
Yep.
took off. And they were just trying a lot of different things. And that would
Okay.
be my suggestion if somebody was starting from the ground up is to
Yeah.
try a ton of different things. Put your face in it. Do
Yeah.
it. Think about like the top 5 things that you feel like you're good at talking about, and just
Right.
talk about all of those for a long time, 3 to 5 videos a day until one goes off, and then you can kind of focus in a little bit more.
Yeah. To supplement that strategy, we like to suggest for our affiliates to, or potential affiliates to, put some ad dollars behind it, right? So once you
Yeah.
see a topic that's going off in your feed, put some ad dollars behind it, because that'll go. It's a kind of quicker way. Your objective is to get to that follower number that TikTok requires, and the faster you do it, the better. So that's what we teach in our community as well. Is just
That's
kind of putting
awesome.
them ad dollars. So all right. Um, what are, last question here, but what are some of your 2025 plans? I know you're a hustler out there. In pre-call, you're talking about kind of multiple channels, etc. But what's your kind of maybe focus in 2025, or some big goals that you had
For TikTok Shop or just in general?
in general? I mean, both, if you will.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I would really love to just continue on. Like, I think with TikTok Shop specifically, there's just such an untapped potential there. And I think that people that are going to really win here are the people who don't give up no matter what happens.
Right.
And I know there's a lot of uncertainty with TikTok Shop or TikTok in general right now. And I think the people, I was just telling Ivan before the call that I was posting videos the day that everything went dark in January, because
Yeah.
I just think sticking with the plan and going hard is really the answer. I've also been taking a lot of it to other platforms, because I think that there is
Yeah.
I have really been trying to really share a lot more about just who I am and my story and my journey in my Instagram stories, and just put my face in it a lot more. Like, I go through spurts of that, but recently I've just seen the value in that, and just really building a community over there. And
Right.
then also, I just giving free tips, and building an email list, and just really expanding my social media reach just past 1 or 2 platforms.
Love it. Okay, a lot of things in there. You mentioned earlier teaching. Your success in the Affiliate Academy community. A goal that I have is, you as a affiliate that's been killing it, there's people who got to want to learn from you, right? So I want to connect those who want to learn with those who want to teach, and have some kind of like cohort or boot camp. That like this month we're gonna have Jackie do her boot camp, and then kind of connect that to the dots
Yeah,
there. So something, a dream of mine, kind of doing that, and in the works, right? So I'll let you
that'd
know
be
when that
great.
happens. And then, as we talked about pre-call, but YouTube, Meta, Instagram. Those are all kind of on the horizon. And, just to share, the prerequisite to be a YouTube shop affiliate is, I think it's 1,000 subs or 10 million video views, 10 million shorts video views. So, no better time than now to start making that, right? Start developing that so you can become that YouTube affiliate. So, yeah, I love those pieces of, I'm excited to see your 2025, how it pans out. So I love that info.
That's awesome. And I think too, people don't they don't do good enough. Like, you can take one piece of content and you can just push it on all platforms.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I don't obviously do that with all my shop videos, because I do it. And then people are
Yeah.
like, why do you get that? Wait, no, I don't have TikTok. And I'm like, I'm ready for this meta store to get up.
Yeah.
but it is crazy. Like, if you have some good videos that you're creating, like, why not put it on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube Shorts? Like, why not? Like,
100%.
because you'll have a different type of following on all those
Yeah,
places.
the work is already done. Now it's just, I mean, like along the lines of the editor I was talking about, maybe you have like a social media manager where you just hand off the info to them, and they do the work, they do the replying, etc. They give you that list of replies to make videos for, etc. So
Mhm.
another one of the things I want to kind of introduce in the community is like, how do you get more efficient with your time as like a creator? So
I love that.
very cool. All right. Well, yeah, you've been great, Jackie. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for asking me.
Lots of gems in here. Your information will be in the show notes below. Kind of your handles, etc. But yeah, thank you for the time, Jackie. Have
Thank
a great rest.
you. It's
Thank you
been
everyone for
fun.
listening. All right. Okay.